So today in Python basics, let's look into the topic called data types. So what are all the data types are there in Python and how can we use it? How can we use it? We'll see it in the later part. We'll see it in the next video. For now, let's see how what are all the data types that are in Python. Okay. So I've listed all the data types. You can make a note of all these in your paper or notebook so that you can refer to this later. So the first data type I've written here is the numeric data type. Okay. The first data type is the numeric data type. So what is a numeric? What do you mean by numeric? Numeric generally means numbers. All the numbers are called as numerics. Okay. So numbers are called as numeric. So what are all those data types that we have under numeric data type is that the first one would be the integer data type. So what is an integer data type? You can see that I've written an example beside it. So a 10 we call it as an integer data type because all the whole numbers we call it as an integer data type. 11, 9, 5, all these are integer data types. Okay, next, what is a float data type? A number with a decimal point is called as a float data type. Say for example 10.5 is a float, 9.5 or 4.5, 11.5, 4.5, everything. Okay, everything with a decimal point is a float data type. Now next, what is a complex number? Complex number means a real and an imaginary number together makes a complex number. Okay, so you say that basically this is a real number, this number is called as a real number and a complex number, and the number which comes along with this I is called as an imaginary number. Okay. I'm erasing this so that you can see it, right? So this is a real number and this is an imaginary number. 2 is an imaginary number. So all these are the three data types that comes under a numeric data type. Now what is a dictionary? Dictionary means it is always a collection of a key value pair. Consider this one element in a dictionary. Okay, a dictionary is usually enclosed inside of a curly bracket. Okay, inside of a curly braces, and this is one element, this is another element which is at the index 1 because we always start indexing from 0, right? So this would be the zeroth element, this would be the first, and this would be the second element. But if you can see that this doesn't seem like a normal element, like, right? A normal element would be something like this: 1 apple, 0.5 and comma in between. But here we have a semicolon which separates two numbers. So what is this? This part of the semicolon, okay, the left side of the semicolon we call it as a key, and the right side of a semicolon we call it as a value. So whenever you wanted to call an element from the dictionary, you need not use this index number, you can directly call it with its value. If I say call the first value in the dictionary A, it will return you apple. Okay, so A of, if I say like return the second value of the dictionary A, means it will return you mom. So this is what is called as a dictionary. Now what is a boolean? Next is a boolean data type. What is a boolean data type? So if I give a condition, or if I ask if x is greater than 5 or if x is lesser than 5, it will return you, it will always return you a boolean data type which is a true or a false. Okay, a true or a false is basically a boolean. Now what is a set? Set means a set is also enclosed within curly braces, but a set can have data, a different data, it can have values of different data types. Say for example, here at the at the zeroth index position we have an integer data type, and at the first index position we have apple, which is a string data type, and zero point 0.5 is a float data type. So a set can contain value of any data types, but in a set duplicates are not allowed. Let me explain this to you. Okay, say I am declaring a list, like, yeah, which contains these values: 1 1 2 2. Now if I ask python to print the set of a, now what is it going to return me? It is going to return me a list which does not have duplicates. So if you can see that I have two ones and two twos here. Now what python will return me is that it's going to return me the unique values, only the unique values. So duplicates are not allowed in a set. Okay, next is the sequence data type. So under sequence data type we have three data types. So first one is a string data type, next is a list, and the third one is the tuple. Okay, a string is basically a combination or a sequence of letters together, put together. Okay, you will usually enclose a string inside of a double quotes or a single quotes. So whatever, so if you're gonna assign some value to a variable which is enclosed within double quotes or single closed, then it's considered to be as a string. Now, a list is something like this. You again enclose elements of different data types inside a square bracket, is what you call it as a list. And tuple, whenever you enclose values of different data types inside of a normal bracket, you call it as a tuple. Okay, so about string, list, tuple, and the functions of all these, what and all we can do with all these, how can we index, how can we call the element of a string, how can you call the element of a list is done by indexing. So all those concepts we look into the later part of it. Okay, so this is what uh, the data types of python. So again, just reiterating on what we have learned so far, under numeric we have three data types, that is integer, which is whole number, and float, which is a number with a decimal point, and complex number, which has a real and an imaginary number. And dictionary is usually a collection of a key value pair, and boolean is just true or false. And set means duplicates are not allowed in a set. Sequence types, you have string, list, and tuple. String means it's a combination or collection of letters, and list and tuple.